Hi, welcome to Chris Ryan Golf. You've joined me at the Belfry. We're out on the Brabazon course again today, talking about the difference in our hands between setup and impact. So this is something we see very, very commonly through golfers who come through the Golf Academy, is that they often have the wrong idea about what our hands should look like at setup versus impact. So if we just take a normal address position, okay, what we will find is that with the majority of golfers, there will be a little bit of bend in the lead wrist. In this case, it's the left. And the back wrist will be pretty straight, okay? So we'll have a bent front wrist and a flat back wrist. Now that's okay, but a lot of golfers wrongly believe that we should be back at that same position at impact. So they believe that the impact and the setup should mirror each other and look very, very similar. And because they have this idea, they often achieve that. So they often work the club back and then actually do get the impact and the setup to look quite similar. Now, the better golfers out there will have a different impact and a different setup position. And this is in order for us to strike it better, for us to compress the golf ball better, and basically make the shot a lot more consistent with the right flight. So we've got a really good drill here, which is just going to give you an idea about the difference between setup and impact and get you to understand it a little bit better. You'll probably notice I've got a coat hanger on the floor, so I'm just going to grab that. Okay, now this is something you can do at home, you can do this in front of a mirror and that kind of thing. And this is just to give you a really good feeling of what we're trying to achieve through the golf swing and how we're trying to deliver the club back to impact. So if I just take a normal starting position, I'm just going to hold one of the arms of the coat hanger, and I'm just going to take my normal hold as best as I can. Obviously it's not a golf grip, so I'm going to try and do the best I can here. And as I take a setup, imagining that's a golf club, you'll notice that the other arm points well out in front of the golf ball, some probably 4 or 5 feet in front of that golf ball I'm trying to hit, okay? This is absolutely fine. So we just want you to take your normal address position here, okay? Now if we go back and return to this position, okay, you can see how that very much mirrored my setup, okay? What we're actually going to try and do is make a backswing and try and return with the other arm of the hanger pointing at the golf ball. Now what this is going to do is actually going to probably put you into a little bit more of an extreme position than what we would like on the golf course, but fantastic for trying to feel the difference. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to take my normal starting position here, and as I work back, I'm going to try and come back down and feel that the arm of the hanger points at the golf ball. Now the difference is here, you'll notice, if I now have a flat left wrist and a bent right wrist, which is the opposite to what we had at setup. At setup we saw we had a little bit of bend in the lead wrist and a flatter trail wrist. So you'll notice the difference here. There's my setup hands, and as we work back and through, there's my impact hands. So very, very different in the setup and the impact. Now if we pick the golf club up, what we will see if we try and recreate that, so here's my setup hands, and as we go back and try and return to impact the correct way, we're going to get a lot more lean in the handle. That's going to help us compress the golf ball better. That's going to help us achieve the right flight. We're probably going to find it a lot easier to hit down on the golf ball, take the turf after the golf ball, and that's going to give us much better shots on the golf course. So let's look at quickly some of the things that are going to help us do that. What we don't want to do is just from the top simply push the hands and the arms out in front, okay? What that's going to do is going to cause the left arm to work away from the chest, and that's not going to be very good. You're going to find it very, very difficult to do at any sort of speed. So how do we get these hands forward and into this different position? Well, it's a combination of keeping the left arm across the chest, making sure that pressure stays the same, but I have to feel that my legs move towards the target, and I have to feel that there is some rotation in my body. That enables me to achieve that position while still maintaining the pressure between my left arm and my chest, okay? If we go back to the hanger, we can do the same thing. So we can start here, and I can feel this pressure between the left arm and my chest, and try and feel that from here I don't simply just push the arms forward, but I actually use the body to move forward, rotate, and that allows me to achieve this position here. From there, when the hanger's pointing at the ball, we want you to just release through into a follow-through position. So this is a really, really good drill that you can do at home. You can do in front of a mirror. And as I say, the hanger, because of the angle of it, will probably give you a slightly more extreme position than what we would like in reality. But in terms of practice and trying to feel that position, fantastic. So let's go ahead and hit one. So we're going to turn this way. I'm going to try and achieve the positions that we just mentioned and go from there. Okay, So if you're the kind of person who feels they struggle with impact, doesn't quite understand where you should be, give that drill a go. It's going to give you a great visual way of understanding the difference between setup and impact.